She moved here leaving a pretty violent situation in another state, and she came to us and she learned all about the scholarship program, and she applied and was eligible and came to the scholarship orientation that we do with all new scholarship members. We shared all about the history of the Salvation Army and the history of the Kroc Centers and how they came to be. And she talks about when she first walked into the Kroc Center that it was the smiles of the people and the warmness of the place, and she knew that there was something very special about this place. And she began going to the Kroc Church, and she talks about her faith with people. After she had been here for about a year, she was diagnosed with cancer. And during that time, she was very sick and she couldn't come into the Kroc Center very often. And because many of us at the Kroc Center knew her, we reached out to her and asked how she was doing in that process, and it meant the world to her. And she says that those were the phone calls that really encouraged her as she was fighting cancer. One of the good parts of the story is that she beat cancer, and she's back here several times a week, and now she works full-time with adults with disabilities, and she brings them in with her. She brings 10 to 12 people with her at one time, and she's really a champion for us, and she tells the whole community about the Kroc Center and the impact that we have made in her life. And all of this came about because the scholarships are available to people who can't normally afford it.
The young lady from Children's Village, she'd actually started coming here to the after-school program from her middle school, and then she found herself in a group home, Children's Village. The guardian that was going to be taking care of her died. Because of her connection here, we were able to reach out to Children's Village and get her into Camp Gifford for the summer and stay connected with her over the summer. It was a great opportunity for her to just have fun as a kid and leave all the turmoil behind her. It was actually about a week after her guardian had died, and being able to go to Camp Gifford was an amazing experience for her, just to get to be a kid and to be happy and to laugh and to play and to have adventures right at a critical time for her. When school started this year, she was very excited to come back and get to be a part of the after-school program and to be a part of Press On. So now she has a mentor who can go and visit her at school sometimes and have lunch with her. And as well, she started coming to youth about 2 weeks ago. And the hope that she now has, she knows that the Lord has a plan for her, so she doesn't have to worry about it anymore. It really excites me when I see kids make that connection that the Lord has plans for them, that their lives are the way they are for a greater purpose.
When I got there, I wasn't quite sure what to expect. These children looked disarrayed, I guess would be the word, tired. And this little boy comes up, and for some reason I knew I was going to be called out. I was going to help him for whatever reason. And he was very timid, very quiet. So we're picking out clothes, and it's funny that I'm used to, and I love my children, but they're used to having things. And they're kind of picky. This boy was not picky at all. He was just happy that, yeah, I'll try that on, I'll try this on. And then you could tell he was, after about a half hour, he was getting tired. And then at one moment I said, well, what do you think of this? And I turned around, and he had crawled into this display box and had fallen asleep. And I realized that he probably didn't have the life that maybe I thought he had. So I woke him up, and he was hungry, and they were giving cookies away at that time. And so we went over and got a few cookies, and we walked back over and picked up the stack of clothes that we had picked out. And I said, well, let's go see how much these are. So we walked up there, and there was a lot of magic that was happening there. I mean, God was definitely in the presence of these children. And you could look around at all the people, all the adults who were helping. It was like being at a banquet where, no, I can't eat any more food. I'm just so stuffed. You were filled with such overwhelming joy. Then we get back to the Kroc Center, and he asked if I would tell him the story. We sit down right in the middle of the floor, and I told him the story. And it became where it was just him and I in the room. You know, had his full attention. And then after a while, we kind of forgot about time. We heard, oh, it's time to go. And he stood up, and I'm on my knees, and now we're face to face. He goes, you'll be my best friend forever. And he gave me a hug. It was my best Christmas ever. Best. There are lots of reasons to give to the Red Kettle at Christmas.
Mine is to give opportunities to see God's purpose revealed.
Mine is to give experiences to people that they didn't think were possible.
Mine is I know I will see less holes in shoes.